guys, if this is your first time to my channel, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Emily and today I'm bringing you another pay or stay away. So we have lots of summer releases this week, so let's go ahead and hop on into a very colorful one. The first item I'm going to be talking about today is the new Voss Summer Palette. So far we don't have any information on when this palette is going to be launching or how much it's going to be. I would assume it's going to be around the $45 mark because I believe most Voss palettes are around that price. But as you can see, this is a very colorful palette, especially from Voss. Now to me, when I first saw this palette, I automatically thought of the Natasha Denona Tropic palette that came out last year, because it has some similar vibes in it. You have those kind of orangey, warm tones, but you also have some purpley and blue tones as well, mixed with some yellows. This palette definitely has the typical warm tones. It looks like you do get some warm toned matte oranges and reds and whatnot, which is very typical for most palettes nowadays, but you do get some blues, some teals, some yellows, and some lilac purples, so I think it looks really pretty. Now, I've never tried the Voss formula, so I don't know if the eyeshadows are really good or not. From what I've gathered from watching people's reviews and whatnot, it seems like the formula is kind of hit and miss. I've heard people say that the formula is absolutely amazing, and I've heard people say that the formula isn't really worth the money. So I'm probably gonna wait on this guy and see how reviews go and see other people talk about it, because I just don't really know when it comes to Voss, and I don't really trust them like I would some other brands that I've been eyeballing but haven't tried yet because of the reviews being so mixed. So I don't doubt that it's going to be a good palette. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's very unique for the market right now. And I think this might be a good alternative to the Natasha Denona Tropic palette if you wanted that palette but did not want to fork over $129 for it. So I think it's really pretty and I do like the palette, but I'm just gonna have to wait and hear what other people have to say about it. This release is kind of just a shot in the dark for me, but if you have tried Voss and you are a fan of the brand and the formula, please let me know down below because I am really interested. Like I said, it's kind of a mixed bag of opinions from what I've gathered through the internet. The next release that I'm going to talk about today is the new TooFaced Melted Metallic Liquid Lipsticks. These are going to be available on June 11th and they are going to be $21, which is typical for the rest of the liquid lipsticks in the TooFaced line. Now, when I saw the photos for these, honestly, I just wasn't really interested. I'm going to be honest here. I like a glossy lip, obviously, or I like a kind of semi-satin matte-ish lip, but I don't like a complete matte lip, and I don't like a metallic lip either. I think that sometimes metallic liquid lipsticks and metallic lipsticks in general can actually make your lips look smaller, and I have heard that from multiple people as well. And as you can see, I overdraw the living shit out of my lips. I am not trying to make these babies look any smaller than they already are, so I typically stay away from metallic formulas, especially when it's a matte metallic liquid lipstick formula. I have just found on me that it just dries down and looks so crusty and dry and makes my lips look so small and tiny and minuscule and microscopic. And I am not trying to make these babies look microscopic, okay? And I don't want to be too nitpicky here, but I do kind of feel like this release is just a little bit late to the game. Now, I do understand that, you know, products take a while to get into production and to actually get onto the market. So you can have an idea that is 2 years old and it can take a whole year to get it to production. But I know that bigger brands have more resources to get things to production, and TooFaced is a freaking ginormous brand. So I just kind of feel like this is definitely a little bit late to the game. I feel like metallic liquid lips were actually popular this time last year when we were going into summer of 2017, and everyone and their mother's dog was talking about metallic liquid lipsticks, and I've kind of had the same opinion about them from the start. I'm just not a fan. I know they look good on some people and I know some people can pull them off, but for me personally, I'm going to be staying very far away from this launch because I don't want anything to do with something metallic that dries down matte on my lips. So next up on the pay or stay away list is the new Jeffree Star Summer Collection. This collection is going to be available on June 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This collection consists of the Thirsty palette, which is going to be $48. You get 10 mattes and 5 new ultra metallic shades. He's also bringing out 8 velour liquid lips, which are going to be $18 each, 8 lip scrubs, which are going to be $12 each, in the flavors Pink Lemonade, Orange Gummy Bear, and Rainbow Sherbet. That sounds so delicious. I could definitely go for a giant bowl of rainbow sherbet right now. And why not just throw some orange gummy bears on top? That sounds delicious. I am 12. He is also bringing out 3 mirrors, which are going to be $20 each, and 3 makeup bags, which range from $28 to $30. So that was a mouthful. This is a pretty big collection, and I really like the packaging and the color choices that he brought out for this specific collection. It's very summery, very popsicle-y, very bright. It reminds me of the beautiful warm weather that is hopefully going to be coming soon because it is overcast and gray here in Washington today, as per usual. But as far as everything in this collection goes, I don't think I'm going to be picking any of it up. If you have seen my most recent video that I put up yesterday, I redesigned the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette, and I won't go into it too much because if you have seen that video, I don't want to repeat myself too much like I always do in these videos. But I did redesign everything to be a little bit brighter, a little bit more summery, because I feel like that was what was lacking with the palette. There was some bright colors kind of sprinkled throughout the palette, but there was still some gray tones that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So I don't really need the palette right now. I would be lying if I said I didn't want it and I didn't think it was beautiful. I would love to have this palette. Come on, let's face it. It is gorgeous, but there just isn't enough about it that draws me in to actually want to spend my coin on it. I also wouldn't pick this palette up at this time because I'm trying to keep into consideration for when I'm buying palettes and new releases and whatnot to keep in mind that I might want to review it on my channel, and I'm trying not to promote too much Jeffree Star and Lime Crime and some of the more controversial brands because I know that some people don't want to watch that and some people don't enjoy it and don't want to support it, and I totally understand and respect that, and that's why I'm trying to keep it at a minimum. But I do have to admit here, Lime Crime and Jeffree Star are both very controversial brands that have amazing formulas. I don't know what it is with both of those brands, but they are so controversial and do so many things that I'm just like, why the heck did you do that? You would be such a good brand if you would just shut your mouth, and you would be an amazing brand because they have amazing formulas, and Jeffree Star's eyeshadow formula is really good, very pigmented, very blendable shadows. But with that being said, I don't want to throw my money at him if I'm not 100% into the product. I will only buy his stuff if I am super into it and do not feel like I can find it anywhere else. So for that reason, I'm out.
So I'm out.
The muffins were good. I'm out.
Moving right along here, there's a new brand that is going to be released soon called Flesh Beauty. It is owned by Revlon, but it's meant to be a bit more of a higher end brand. It looks like it's going to be available on June 24th online at Ulta. The prices range from $18 to $38. I know that they are bringing out an eyeshadow palette, and I believe that is what is going to be $38. So everything in the range is not too crazy expensive, but it's definitely not drugstore priced by any means. What I am really happy and impressed with is that they are bringing out a foundation range, or at least it looks like a foundation range, some kind of complexion range where they are starting out with 40 shades, which, let's face it here, that should be the minimum. Ever since Fenty Beauty dropped last summer, Rihanna has set the standard for complexion shade ranges, and I really do feel like if you have the money to do so, you should most definitely be bringing out at least 40 shades of complexion products. Foundations, concealers, powders, whatever it may be, you should have at least 40 shades that spans on a wide shade range variety. So not just 30 white shades and then 10 dark shades. It should definitely be a nice gradient of light skin tones to super deep skin tones, and it looks like Flesh Beauty is doing just that. In the promo photo, they are displaying some kind of complexion product. It looks like maybe a stick foundation or maybe even a concealer. And they put up 2 different shades, it looks like, but one of them is super pale and one of them is very deep. So it does seem like this brand is going to cater to a lot of skin tones, and I know a lot of people are going to appreciate that. But as far as me picking any of this up goes, I don't really know what the brand is going to be bringing out so far. It looks like they did show off the promo photos with whatever complexion product that is. I think it's a stick foundation, but I'm not 100% sure, so do not quote me on that because I don't know. But it looks like they're going to be bringing out mostly complexion products from what I can tell, and from what the promo photos look like, and the name of the brand is also called Flesh Beauty, which leads me to believe that possibly they're going to be focused more on complexion products. Now, they are bringing out the eyeshadow palette. It seems like they are going to be focused on more so skin first and makeup second type of makeup, if you will, kind of like Glossier, from what I can tell. I could be totally wrong, but I'm not really sure if I would actually be into anything from this line just because I am not really into the your skin but better kind of makeup. I'm not super into complexion products to begin with. I don't wear a foundation. I stick to 1 or 2 concealers, and I'm not super adventurous when it comes to complexion products. So I don't think this brand is necessarily for me, but I definitely think this is going to be a great brand, and I'm super excited to see what they have to offer. So next up in the new makeup releases, it looks like BH Cosmetics is bringing out the Aurora Lights palette. This is going to retail for June 8th, and it is being sold for $18. This palette is gorgeous. Oh my god, I was literally like starstruck when I saw this palette. It is so beautiful and so eye-catching, and it doesn't really look like anything that we have on the market so far. I love the purple tones that are in there. I love that lavender shade, and of course I love the pinky corally reds that they put in as well. But it looks like they put in a nice variety of colors. You get some blues, some indigos, some purples, some reds, some bronzes. You even get your basic champagne and silver shades as well. I think this palette is really, really beautiful. For me personally, I don't use shimmer shades enough to justify me buying an all shimmer palette. Now this is only $18, and they do sell BH Cosmetics in Ultas now. So if I see this in store and I think that this is just absolutely mind-blowing in person and feel like I need it, then I'll pick it up because it's only 18 bucks. But I just can't justify buying an all shimmer palette because typically I stray towards mattes. Now I am wearing some shimmers today, but I don't do it all the time, and when I go out and buy one shimmery single shadow, it's only $4 to $6 depending on where I buy it. But even though this palette's only $18, I would rather save my money and put the $18 towards something that I know I will get a bunch of use out of. But I do think that it is really beautiful. The price point is good. I've heard great things about the formula. These are the baked shadows, and I've heard that they are awesome. So I don't doubt for 1 minute that this palette is going to be totally amazing, but it's just not my thing. Next up on the pay or stay away list are the new Chaos Makeup multi-chrome single eyeshadows. So these are retailing for $18, and it looks like on the website there's still a couple available, but most of them are sold out. These are multi-chrome single eyeshadows, just like dual chrome single eyeshadows, but instead of just having 2 different shades in the eyeshadow, these have 3 and 4 and maybe even more shades in the actual eyeshadow. So when you turn your head a certain way, it might look purple from straight on, then you turn your head to the left and it might look blue. You turn your head to the right, it might be green, and then you look up, and it's freaking pink. These are absolutely magical. I love these so much. I want all of them, to be honest here, but they are kind of expensive, and I'm sure that this takes a lot to make this type of shadow. I do know that Touch of Glam Beauty does have some available on her website as well. She has this very beautiful pink to orange to red to, I believe it's bronze multi-chrome eyeshadow on her website, and I'm not sure where this formula originates from. I don't know if she started it first or if Chaos Makeup started it first, but let's be honest here, I do not care who started it. I am just so happy that someone did, because these are absolutely gorgeous, and this is brand new to the makeup community, which is very, very rare. How often is it that we actually get products that are functional and beautiful and brand new to the beauty community and the market that are actually legit and that aren't just gimmicks? Literally never. I feel like every new item and new concept that we get to the beauty community is always just a gimmick. And there might be a few exceptions here and there, but I really do feel like most of it is just very gimmicky, like the silly sponge and stuff like that. And this does not seem like a gimmick at all. I have seen a lot of the videos that Chaos Makeup and Touch of Glam Beauty has put on both of their Instagrams, and this seems like it is the real deal. These are absolutely stunning. I want all of them. They are a little bit pricier, like I said, but I'm probably going to have to pick some of them up. I know for sure I'm going to get the Touch of Glam Beauty shade because, you know, reds and pinks are kind of my thing. But some of the purple shades from Chaos Makeup are absolutely gorgeous, and I might have to cave in and buy some of those as well. So I think that is all I have this week for pay or stay away. There wasn't a whole lot of launches that really caught my attention, but the ones that did catch my attention I feel like were really colorful and really unique, so I'm happy to see that. I'd rather see less launches but see more impactful and more unique and colorful and interesting launches than just a million different shades of brown eyeshadow every single week. I am trying to also cut down on these videos because I know I sit here and ramble so much, and I want it to be more about the makeup and less about my random rambling. There are a few more products that I touched on in my palette redesign and palette prediction video from yesterday, so I will go ahead and link that if you want to hear about 2 more products that are going to be launching soon, but I didn't want to include that in this video because I did already mention them in the other video. So I will go ahead and link that, and if you are so inclined to, I would love if you would watch that as well. I do hope that you consider subscribing if you have not already. I am doing all sorts of makeup goodness on this channel, and I do pay or stay away every single Monday. So if you are not already subscribed and you would like to be, I would love to see you hit that button down below. I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic and amazing day wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!